Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bridget Taylor with your Trucking and Testing Tuesday. And as promised, we're coming back to cash flow, how to keep your money moving and making moves for your small business. Now, if you run a small trucking company, you already know the truth. You can be busy, booked, and hauling loads all across these United States of America and still feel broke. But that's not because you're doing something wrong necessarily. It's because trucking has one of the toughest cash flow cycles of any small business. You pay for fuel, maintenance, insurance, permits, and drivers. You have to pay all of that now. But brokers and shippers typically pay 30 to 45 days later. And that gap is where trucking companies get stuck, especially our small trucking companies. And we want to change that. And good news, there's a way that you can change that with a simple cash flow plan. You can stay ahead of your expenses and stop feeling like you're always waiting for the next deposit to hit, and stop feeling that squeeze going on in your life that's causing you so much stress. So if you follow along with this, make sure you take notes, get your pen and notepad ready, because there's some homework at the end of this. So let's go back to it. Let's make it easy. Break it down, put it in small English, plain English. What is cash flow? So in simple terms, cash flow is the movement of money in and out of your business. So cash in or income is payments you get for delivering loads, fuel surcharges, detention, truck order not used, or any reimbursements. Cash out would be any expenses or like fuel, repairs, insurance, payroll to your drivers, factoring companies, fees, truck payments, trailer payments if necessary, permits, taxes, any of those things. So when cash out is quicker than cash in, then that's when you start feeling the squeeze. So we want to control the cash in and cash out flow. That's where we get cash flow, because we don't want cash out to be much quicker than cash is coming in. Now, a simple cash flow plan can help you control your money in your business and help you maximize the money that you're getting in your business and help you grow your business. Now, first, we got to start out knowing your weekly operating cost. If you don't already know your weekly operating cost, that's going to be your homework. So before you can start managing your cash flow, you need to know what it takes for you to run your trucking company each week. Now, first thing I need to say, you got to be honest with yourself. Don't hide it from yourself. You know it's there. And if you truly want your business to grow and to be successful and for you to make a lot of money in this business, you got to be honest. And as I was always told, if you don't write it down, then it never happened. So the memory, we forget so much, and we sometimes selectively forget things. So we want to write everything down. So when we're developing our weekly operating costs, I want you to grab a notepad. It doesn't have to be this one, it can be a big one. I had this one handy. And on the notepad, we're gonna put week 1 operating costs. And as you see, I labeled fuel, driver pay. I put down the things, the expenses, your operating costs that you have on a weekly basis. So it's probably better to get the bigger notepad because you'll have a lot of expenses going out in the week. So you want to put the date, what it was you purchased, and the cost. Now, this is going to be very important. Although we know that things fluctuate, fuel costs fluctuate, but we got to establish a baseline to know exactly how we need to develop our plan in order to be successful. So the first homework assignment is for you to get your notepad out, start tracking on a weekly basis. You can start tomorrow. You don't have to wait till next week. You can start tomorrow, start Wednesday, and you'll go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So you'll stop it at Tuesday night, and that will give you your weekly operating cost. And after you get that total, get a total for each different category. And then we're going to come back in part 2, and we're going to talk about how we're going to use these numbers to develop a simple cash flow plan for your trucking company. Remember, if you didn't write it down, it didn't happen, but it really did. So it will affect your cash flow plan, and it won't be as effective as we need it to be. So write it down. I will be checking your homework assignment to make sure you're staying on task. So take a couple minutes at the end of every day and make sure that you have this information down on your notepad. And as I call down the roll, I want to make sure that you're getting 100% participation on your homework assignment. So next week, we're going to talk about your numbers, your weekly operating costs, and then we're going to start creating your simple cash flow plan, and we're going to discuss creating a set-aside system so that your company can be ready for when incidents happen. Okay? Don't forget your homework. And if I need to send a note home to your parents, it's not going to be good for you. But this is our session 1, part 1. And next week, part 2. Reviewing your homework, your weekly operating costs, and creating a set-aside system. So that is your Trucking and Testing Tuesday. Remember, every mile matters, every test counts. And that's your Trucking and Testing Tuesday. I'm Bridget Taylor, and this rig is going dark. Be careful. Bye-bye.